Hey man, how you doing?
I'm
Kamusta?
good. I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing okay here. It's really hot at the moment. I know that you guys make fun of us here dito sa London at least when we say it's really hot. Nakakita ako ng isang headline last time sa Facebook eh. Yung heat wave namin dito is 26 degrees. Tapos diyan sa inyo 40 degrees. Merong there's a meme of a guy drinking coffee. Kape tayo.
Yeah, like what is heat to you compared to what heat is to us? It's a world of a difference, man.
Para lang malaman mo, just to let you know, it's if it is at least mga 12 degrees, 12 to 15 degrees here, you'll see some people going outside in shorts and tank tops.
Hmm.
Ganun ang summer nila dito.
Wow. Wow.
Tapos, ano ba ngayon dyan? Anong temperature nyo ngayon dyan?
Hold on. Let me pull up my weather. It's around in Manila. Okay. Just
By the way, nasa London ako and nasa Tagaytay ka right now. So,
yep.
just to let people who
So,
don't know
yeah,
know. Yeah.
people who don't know should know but don't
So
want to know. We'll let them know anyway.
this is vital
So, it's
information for all one of our audience,
yes,
probably
it's
a
a
parent.
life and death situation if you don't know.
Mhm.
23 degrees Celsius in Tagaytay City. And yeah, 23 degrees. And Manila is around 26 degrees in that area, Metro Manila.
Chong, mas malamig pa dyan sa inyo. 24
Oh.
dito.
That weather report was brought to you by.
No sponsors. Wala tayong
No,
sponsor.
we're not being paid right now. I wish we were. We're
But
being
if
paid to just talk.
anyone would like.
Yes.
Hmm.
Coca-Cola. I mean, we're all open.
Yes, Coke. I know you cause cancer, but you're also delicious. Please call us and sponsor our show
Thank you.
for an audience of one.
Yes.
So,
So that's weather for us. It's
mhm.
hot, yes. Even in Tagaytay, which is a lot of people are. It's always a misconception. A lot of people are confused with that. Like, why would you say it's hot in Tagaytay? It actually is. It's raining, and so before the rain, there's always the heat. So it's summer, and it's not like fog is coming out of your mouth or whatever. It's not that cold anymore, and global warming has affected that. Also, there are so many people here in Tagaytay that moved for the past few years. They keep more people and more people coming in because they say it's cold, and that contributes to the heat. So, yeah, everyone who are still in Tagaytay, who are newly maybe 3 years in Tagaytay, get out, please. You're causing heat.
Wow, that's very harsh. Tell us how you really feel. Well,
Well, I
anyway,
feel I
yeah.
feel I feel like it's hot. Right now it is. I have a fan on me, and it's funny how people say that you need a fan on you or air conditioning. I do have air conditioning. For people who don't know, I do have air conditioning in Tagaytay. And yes, it does get that hot.
Okay, well dito naman sa London, it's very rare na maging ganito kainit. At least hindi sanay ang mga tao dito sa init na ganito, bro. Nung
Mm.
nung this is my second time in London. So, noong 2018, nagkaroon ng heat wave dito sa hindi designed for heat ang public transportation. So public transportation here was they have very good bus systems, they have very good underground train systems, tsaka overground train systems. Pero isang manonotice mo, kung sakaling gagala ka dito, wala silang air conditioning at all. So nung nagkaroon ng heat wave noong 2018, naluluto ang mga tao, bro, sa bus. So this was about
Mm.
end of April, tsaka May onwards ng 2018. Sasakay ako sa bus, tapos pagbaba ko ng bus, mas malamig pa sa labas ng bus kaysa dun sa loob. Because you can't open the windows. They don't have any air conditioning whatsoever. So it's almost suffocating. Buti nga ngayon, they're already starting to add ventilation systems sa mga buses dito. And it's so strange. Kasi you would think that coming from an equatorial country, Pilipinas, pagdating mo dito, ang layo nyo sa equator, di ba? United Kingdom,
Mm.
ang taas niya eh. Tapos, magkakaroon ka ng mga winters dito na 1 degree, 2 degrees. Minsan, negative temperatures pa. Tapos, recently lang, yung kanyang climate nagiging tulad Pilipinas. Dun, papakamot ka ng ulo eh.
I
So,
know.
another thing pala, well, obviously, it's not completely the same. Kung uminit dito, mas lalo namang uminit dyan, di ba?
Yeah. And the heat is I think it's something that we're trying to get used to. Every year, especially here in our city, Tagaytay, every year it gets hotter and hotter. I don't know, ice glaciers are melting, and yeah, it's just unbearable sometimes. And the last time I went to Metro Manila, it was 2 3 months ago, and I thought it would be the same. I thought I could take it, and then I said, "No, my body is too, it's too used to Tagaytay. It's humid in Manila. It's incredibly humid." I stayed at my, I stayed at my grandparents' place, and when I did, it was incredibly warm. You need a fan on almost all the time. Unlike here, when you have a fan on and you're done sweating, you've dried up all your sweat. It it's okay now. Like, hey, I'm dry. And then there's a little bit of humidity. I wouldn't say it's super humid as Manila. Like, it's really sticky in Manila. Like, if you can feel your pores um bleeding with sweat, and it's gushing out of your, like, it's almost like you have some kind of mucus coming out of your neck. It's how sticky it is. But no, in here, if you have a fan and you're dry, and I'm good, yay. And then another 5 minutes, I'm not good. I'm sticky again.
That was the weather report, and that was a dermatology session, and that was poetry all in one. I appreciate you as a friend.
I take my time to really just you know use the artist in me, and the artist in me just says whatever. And the trees, they bloom, and the sun shines, and life itself, darkness.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gabe and Andre Talk Into a Microphone and Upload It to the Internet. This is a podcast that is low effort, low quality, low expectation, and this is our first and probably the last episode. We hope you enjoy not viewing until the end because that's probably what's going to happen. So, quarantine. Do you call it quarantine where we are?
Where I am, yes, we
Hmm.
call it quarantine. There are many versions of it right now. So I'm gonna ask you first. How's quarantine going for you?
I've noticed that we have different terms for it depending on where you are in the world. Here in London, we just call it lockdown. I think
Mm.
if I remember it right, you guys have different levels of quarantine over there. And take us through that again. How does that work?
Okay, so before everything, when it all came out, we had the ECQ,
Mm-hmm.
which is the extended community quarantine, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
So this is a very strict, um, a lot of regulations, curfews, and everything kind of quarantine. And a lot of the establishments had to shut down so as to keep the for the safety of the citizens within the area. And this was for the whole. Um, this is for the majority of the Philippines, um,
What are you
if not
allowed to
all.
do? What are you allowed to do, or what can you not do during
Well,
this
at
quarantine?
well, at the time, we were allowed to go out, but for a certain day only in the week. You know, there are certain schedules for each what we call barangays or districts where you can go out and have your um, supplies replenished. Now, the good thing is the only establishments that stayed open were supermarkets. So you could go to a supermarket and get your supplies. Of course, with social distancing still being implemented, and no public transportation was allowed. So you had to use either a motorcycle or your own car. So other than that, it we were allowed to go out from if I'm not mistaken 8 a.m. till 5 p.m. There was a 5 p.m. curfew here, and we're not supposed to go out other unless you had a special kind of pass.
Mm.
Yes. So now, after I think a month or 2 months because of the extensions that happened, we had to reopen. The Philippines had to reopen the establishments because of the economy. The economy is going really bad here. So reopened the establishments so that we could help the economy. But there were some people who took it as, there's this meme going on going saying uh, it was a line from Friends where Phoebe and Joey were talking, and Phoebe was trying to, if anybody knows what Friends is, it's a show about friendship. Um, and Phoebe is kind of trying to teach Joey French, but they changed the lines to we are going to remove some restrictions. We are going to remove some restrictions. And Joey said, the pandemic is over. So that was the line, and everybody thought that it was over. Like, oh, we have no more restrictions, we can go out, and everyone was so excited to go to the malls, and that's it. There were more cases that came in, and there was a higher rate of new cases for COVID-19 in the Philippines, which is really really sad. There some malls had to close down again, you know, but some are still are opening up um, slowly. We have restaurants, we have other establishments that require that may be termed as essential goods. For example, for people who are working from home, because it's now much more advisable for you to work at home. A lot of companies are advising people to stay at home, and there are some people who have to work in the office, but there are a limited number only.
Mm.
And of course, if you're going to work from home, you'll need good internet. You're going to need a good laptop, and you're going to need what else? Headphones or something if you're going to be communicating with people. So, yeah, those kinds of establishments that sell electronics were open. Some restaurants, but only not only takeout and deliveries, but no dine in, which is okay. I like to eat food at home. Um,
Para
but there
tayo
are
yung
some.
ano eh. Alam mo yan bro, pag meron tayong mga cartoon shows na may mga catch-up episodes, ito yung ginagawa natin eh. Catch-up episode ng buong coronavirus na itong taon na to eh.
Just a
Oh,
summary.
ang advantage lang natin, hindi tayo exciting at malamang na walang manonood nito.
Yes, we're the most boring version of a catch-up episode for Friends.
Mm. So,
So yeah, that's the friendship show. Yeah, which by the way we're not sponsored by. It's done. The show's over. For 10 years now, I think. I don't know. Um, yeah, we were going to we're going to go into a better um state now. There are public transportation vehicles, public vehicles that are being available now for the public, but still social distancing is being implemented. Um,
I don't think mawawala na yun, Chong, eh. Very, very
yeah,
similar
that's the
din
new,
yung ganito eh.
according to the government, it is called the new normal, where that will be more implemented, and the masks are required, and a lot of travel passes are required. Uh, I'm very happy for the frontliners. By the way, just want to mention that, for all the frontliners out there, there's a really good job in we really appreciate what they're doing. Delivering stuff, being a nurse, or helping out
Mm.
where there is a need, and they sacrifice their lives to be with their families. Instead of being with their families, they're helping out others. We really appreciate that.
Very similar dito sa ano eh, sa London at the very least. Wala lang kami dito yung travel pass eh. So far, we are allowed to go out without sabihin na nating permission slip from the government as long as na essential yung gagawin namin. So basically, if we need to buy groceries or we have to help other people na at risk to buy groceries, we can do that. And it's we're also allowed to exercise once a day. So that means we can go out, walk around, obviously enforce nila yung social distancing. And nire-recommend nila, but they do not require that people wear masks, at least not to my knowledge. Um, so essentially, yun ang ginagawa namin dito eh. Yung wife ko naman, work from home na rin siya. Normally, she would have to go into the city. She would have to take a bus to go there into the office. Pero since hindi considered essential yung kanyang work, she's been enabled to work from home. Ako naman, you know that I used to work in a coffee shop.
Mm.
Barista ako dati. Pero ano siya eh, there were some schemes in the government na meron silang parang safety net program called furloughing for companies. If they have employees na hindi makakapagtrabaho dahil sa lockdown, they would kind of support the company, but you have to apply for it so that people can get paid even though they're not working. But that didn't quite work out for me. So, na-lay off kami. I think lahat ng staff yon. So, ngayon, medyo balik freelance writing tayo eh. Um, so basically, that's what life is right now. I think nasa similar situation din kami dito is babalik din sa normal yung, well, we say returning to normal, but it's never really going to go back there, is it? The lockdown here will be eased, they say, pending a few conditions. Hopefully, mababa na yung rate of infection dito ng coronavirus. Tapos, uh, little by little, babalik din ang mag-open ulit ang mga businesses. Starting with the more essential ones, like yung sa food service, nagsuffer ang food service dito, bro. Yung mga restaurants, mga cafes, affected halos lahat ng industries eh. I think the one positive thing dito is sa UK or at least London, you can almost get anything delivered to your doorstep. So one thing that's happened is that obviously we were supposed to, well, we're able to have our groceries delivered weekly. So online shopping lang. And then anything else we need, Amazon is here. Meron na bang Amazon dyan sa Pinas o wala pa rin?
I don't think so, but they do deliver here.
So pero kailangan gamitin mo yung Amazon US site.
Yeah.
Oh. Ang
Hold
tagal na
on,
rin.
let me just cross check that. I don't want to.
Yung
Amazon.
dati kasi nadidinig ko, meron ng opisina yung Amazon dito sa Pilipinas eh. Ay, dyan sa Pilipinas. Wala nga
Mm,
pala ako dyan. Ano yun, 2007, nabalitaan ko na may office ang Amazon dito sa Pilipinas. Pero hindi ko lang alam kung anong ginagawa nila dun eh. Siguro
mm.
coordination or I don't know. Pero yung
Okay.
Lazada ba? Do you guys use Lazada to buy stuff?
That we use more, and Shopee, Lazada, and
Shopee?
Shopee. Yeah, those two are like the main ones that we use for. Which, by the way, are not sponsored again. Just so you know, if you want to sponsor us, we will accept it.
How's
Um,
the, how's the experience?
It was okay. There were some things that were out of stock, and because of the quarantine, some deliveries were stopped for a moment, and there were deliveries that were on its way, but then had to be stopped because yeah, they didn't allow people, they didn't allow deliveries to go through certain areas. But now that it's called, we have a general community quarantine now. It's called GCQ. It's less strict, and deliveries are now being processed much more fluidly, much easier. And yeah, all of the riders right now are being given a pass for them. So they don't question anymore if why you need to go here. As long as you have that pass, and they know you are a courier, they would let you through it. So Lazada is good, especially with their partner couriers
Hindi ba dati
for us.
parang ang hirap makakuha ng mga deliveries diyan sa Tagaytay?
There was a time, yeah. Maybe because it was not as developed. Tagaytay wasn't as developed as it is now, and it was kind of like a province, like a
Mm.
provincial kind of area. It's all nature, no, so it wasn't really a busy place for there wasn't much traffic in the area. But now that there are more people here, it's like they've added like a way for them to deliver to Tagaytay because of the density of orders coming from Tagaytay. We're not the only ones here, but also Batangas, which is also another area that also is receiving. We're receiving a lot of orders there. Lazada is receiving a lot of orders. So yeah, the delivery time is also pretty fast. By the way, when
Mm.
they say it's gonna come in this day, it usually comes on that day.
Do you guys still get out there? Pwede bang pumasyal o bawal pa rin?
I think we are right now. We are maybe for a day. There's a day in the week. I'm not sure.
May mga open ba
But
ng mga establishments, mga malls or shops na bukas sa inyo? Or wala?
well, in not in Tagaytay. I don't think in Tagaytay there is one. It's more of supermarkets.
Mm.
But going out maybe to a park, maybe okay. Some open areas, but not like enclosed like restaurants. They don't allow that.
So basically, I think what I'm trying to get at is how has life changed for you guys over there ever since the quarantine? Kasi 'di ba, we're so used to living life a certain way. I know
Mm,
that one of the things that we used to do all the time here is at least siguro mga twice or three times a month, we would just eat out. We would
mm,
go for walks in the park. We would explore the city. The nice thing about London is that there are some really good places to eat, and there's really good coffee around this place. You're really spoiled for choice if you're a coffee lover. It's a melting pot of different cultures, so you can get food from anywhere around the world within walking distance of each other. But uh, you'd be surprised. You don't have to spend a lot of money in London to be able to have a good day because, 'di ba, medyo matanda na tong London na to. It's a really old city, and there's so many historic places in different neighborhoods that you can walk to from point A to point B. Meron kami isang pinuntahan eh. Unang-una muna, ang tawag sa kanya is the Clink. Para siyang Middle Ages ba siya na nakulungan. Tapos maya't maya, malapit sa Riverside, meron din isang lugar na existing pa yung ruins mula from Roman times eh. Yung partially built or partially destroyed wall from the Roman Empire, andun din eh. So, in terms of architecture, sightseeing, it's very possible na makilala mo ang London na hindi ka masyadong gumagastos. Pwede ka rin gumastos kung gusto mo, obviously. Um, pero, yun nga, lockdown happened, a lot has changed for us. Work from home, and then ang isa pang nangyari dito is nagsara yung mga restaurants. Pero here's the funny thing nag-adapt sila May mga restaurants and cafes na in the example of the restaurants, for example, mga burger shops tulad ng, well, there's a really nice place here called Nanny Bill's, and then meron din yung Patty and Bun. Gumawa sila ng DIY burger kits. So literally, they give you all the ingredients in a box, tapos i-deliver nila sa doorstep mo para pwede mong gawin yung exact same burger na isa-serve nila sa'yo sa restaurant nila. Pwede mong gawin sa bahay. Meron silang sariling instructions Um, Tapos, yung ilang mga specialty coffee shops naman dito, ang ginawa nila, instead of na magbenta sila ng coffee, yung iba, nag-transition into delivery services na mga basic supermarket goods para makatulong sa local communities nila So, ang galing din ng adaptation nila Obviously, hindi sila ganun kalakas kumita kasi kahit papaano limited pa rin yung market nila and limited din yung ability nila na mag-deliver sa mga tao. Diyan ba, meron ka nakita mga adaptations ng mga lugar kung nagbago ba yung service nila, tinatry ba nilang maka-reach out sa iba?
I honestly haven't even gone out yet since the quarantine, but sorry. Um, yeah, I just get people to get stuff for me and deliver. Well, yeah, more businesses. Because I am a web developer. More businesses have been, asking me to make a website for them. Um, for
What kind of
delivery,
businesses?
usually shops. Anything that delivers food or people who have like small time homemade products that they want to um uh, you know get out to the world, if they don't have a physical shop. um these businesses try to take advantage of the internet, that although Lazada is a good way to do it, they're just
In
okay.
terms of television, news media, obviously yung production nila hindi sila makakagawa ngayon. Have you noticed anything
Yeah,
changing there?
well, there are a lot of reruns on TV airing right now. Uh, there was an issue with uh, ABS-CBN, which is one of the
I heard about that.
top. What do you call this? Um,
Yun yung mga TV networks na
the
ilan naman yan
really famous one.
So in
They're in the good, like they're in the top level, TV stations that a lot of people are watching. Felt bad for because their license wasn't renewed.
it's a
Um,
it's a very complicated thing that
it's a
goes into
complicated thing.
government stuff there.
I'm not gonna go through it. There was something that happened to a thing, and then I just went,
So
"What?"
basically wala sila, hindi sila nagbo-broadcast. So
Not broadcasting, but they do have another channel called Teleradio, which is a news channel, and all of the news shows that were on the ABS-CBN network was transferred to Teleradio, and so they're airing some stuff there.
so old shows from ABS-CBN nasa teleradyo na. Are
Yeah.
these new episodes o old episodes lang na
Oh,
nire-replay nila?
these are new episodes. These are up to date episodes of like news, uh, for current events, and most of them are done on Zoom. Surprisingly,
Okay.
yes, and that's funny because I never thought that you would use something as simple as Zoom to deliver news to the public, and it's also cool to see how innovative some people have become. Some of them just use USB condenser microphones and headphones, just like what we're doing right now, and some of them use the traditional AirPods,
Mm.
and some of the ear pods, because these have wires. Some of them use the ear pods, and the rich people, especially celebrities, would be using AirPods.
Okay. So basically, well, does that mean hindi lang news shows pero pati mga variety shows ba?
Well, there are some talk shows, and they do it on Zoom, but they're more on interviews with guests from different parts of the country, asking how they are, how is the how's the life like in that city, and also they do take advantage of Facebook and YouTube. So
Mm.
because they're not allowed to air in through through that, and Teleradio is
Okay.
just for news, they still have a lot of their entertainment segments done through Facebook or YouTube, which is cool because they're not giving up. They're still doing what they want to do, which is to entertain people, and it's awesome how they can make a band. Like for example, a band wanted to play for you, they would do it through Zoom, which I'm not sure how they do.
Kasi, ay, teka, parang nakita ko yun ah. I think sa Instagram or Twitter ba yun, si Raymond Marasigan,
Mm,
siya tsaka Sandwich, nag-jamming sila.
mm,
Um, Tapos meron siyang YouTube channel na parang naglalagay siya ng, if not instrumental tracks, parang backing tracks para anyone from home can play along to the videos if
yes.
they select certain
Mm,
instruments. I thought that was
mm.
really cool.
Well, Callalily was also another one that did that. They, if you're familiar with Callalily, they did the song Magbalik.
Unfortunately,
Yep, the Tininio song that everybody knows from high school. Yeah, we call it the Tininio. So they
bakit
released
tininiw? Anong tininiw?
oh, it's
Di,
Tininio, Tininio. That's Tininio.
okay.
So that song is very famous here in the Philippines, and for those people who don't know, uh, they uploaded the stems or um the live recordings of each person, and on it was on Google Drive, and they released it publicly. You could choose which one you wanted to be. Like you wanted to play the drums, you just had to, you know, record yourself playing the drums along with them, and it was cool. And was fun is they actually listened to it and they mentioned it in their story in their Facebook page, which is awesome.
Callalily, you're very cool. We kid, we love you. I mean, yeah, let's go with that. We love you. We're just joking.
Yes, and
Very
we love your
awesome.
song Tininio.
Hmm. I don't know what that is, but yes, that is absolutely accurate.
It's
Um,
awesome.
so yeah, basically everything stops. Either you adapt or you
Mm,
just stay closed.
yep,
Uh,
your laptop is your best friend right now.
mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Basically,
the
it
only way to
allows
get
us
out,
it allows us to
sorry.
waste people's time by watching something that's absolutely low quality like this show. It's
Like this show,
absolutely
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, as soon as you see that the timestamp is around 20 minutes, yeah, let's just waste people's time.
Hmm. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is episode 1 of Gabe and Andre talking to a microphone. Just put us on and then do the dishes or sort the laundry so you can ignore us while we talk in the
Or,
background.
play some music while you're listening to us.
Give us
It's
watch
actually fun
time.
that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so give us watch time so we can have money. We want to monetize on YouTube.
Nah, they're probably never going to come back after this episode.
Yes,
Um,
please. Oh, YouTube, don't ban us.
Okay, so go to gabeandandretalk.com for the show notes. You can subscribe to the channel on YouTube so that you can have something to watch that's less boring than looking at paint dry. We're also on social media. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, on Instagram. Just look for Gabe and Andre Talk, and then you can not follow us on any of those platforms. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in with us, all one of you, and see you soon.
All right, I'm bored. Bye, man.